Hello guys, welcome again. So let's talk about Bitcoin. Well, first of all, I hope you had a very good weekend. So, wow, Bitcoin now is at right now almost $24,000, $124,000. And this weekend we saw a new all-time high around $125,850. Well, here in Bitstamp. So technically, of course, Bitcoin made a new all-time high. Now, thinking about the price is still in sideways. I'm sorry for saying this, but I mean, this is the top, right? This is the very, very top. Of course, I'm expecting Bitcoin is gonna continue trending to the upside. I don't see evidence of actually this is a bull trap. I don't think so. Not anymore. Yeah. Why? Because the volume is extremely good. It's very, very good. So not financial advice, but you're in long position around $109,000, $110,000. Hold your positions. It's gonna take time. I think you are in a very good position. Looks like Bitcoin wants to go higher. Maybe 130, 140K, potentially yes. But the thing here is Bitcoin right now is testing the last resistance. Like honestly, I don't see volume here. I think eventually Bitcoin will break this area to the upside. Of course, we could see a pullback in the short term and 4-hour chart. Actually, I'm looking for the pullback. I am not short in Bitcoin. Let me be honest. I am not short in Bitcoin. The ATH is actually very strong, as you can see here. And also, curve is breaking the previous high of September. So on volume, as you can see here, the same thing here. So this is very, very healthy. Even if we see a pullback, it should be actually a buy opportunity. Let me show you here. If we see a pullback, right, we could see a pullback around 119, 120K around here. As long as Bitcoin is above this area, 119, 118K, 500, I am very bullish, looking for continuation. Okay, looking for continuation because the volume, well, this time the volume is our friend. Now let's talk about in the short term, right? Let's talk about for our chart. As you can see here, short term, very, very healthy. There is no better variance in let me see here. No, there is no better variance in OBB for our chart. Volume, momentum, remember when volume is very, very good, momentum tends to fire so many fake signals, right? So that's why when I see volume like this, that's why volume is my leading indicator. When volume is very healthy, I am very careful with the sell signals or buy signals here in curve, because they tend to be they are fake actually most of the time. So that's why OBB is actually here the king. Now let me show you here 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart, volume is impressive, it's very nice. Of course we will see a sell signal here in curve, but no shorts. I am not short in Bitcoin, right? Even in resistance, right? Technically resistance, but no, I will not short Bitcoin because the ADX is very strong. Actually, what I'm looking for right now is a pullback. A pullback around, if I am lucky, right? I'm lucky around 118, 120, around the ME55. Looking for maybe this week to see a pullback here. And of course, the trend is my friend until the end. So I will continue opening longs, looking for a potential a new all-time high, again, confirmation. And maybe let's talk about some targets in one-day chart, okay, in one-day chart, okay? Because we will talk about monthly and we will talk about the weekly chart, and I have to tell you something. So here, well, if we use some Fibonacci levels, because there is no confluence here in the past, we can just apply a very, very simple principle here. We go to maybe weekly chart, weekly chart, and we can just, I like to perform this. I like to do that for gold when there is no actually resistance, right? So what I like to do here, first of all, the trend is your friend, and Bitcoin is actually is turning to the upside still. Now, if we go to the bottom here in 2000, this is the bottom here. With Fibonacci extensions from the bottom of the previous cycle here, on the top of the previous cycle, and the bottom of this cycle. So as you can see here, Bitcoin hit 1.618. Technically speaking, following LOA theory, this should be the target. But to be honest, I don't think so. I think Bitcoin will keep pumping. Yeah. Suddenly I'm very bullish, right? Yeah, but Bitcoin is doing very well, and I will tell you why. As you can see here, honestly, I now with this price action, I don't see very crazy to start thinking Bitcoin could hit around 170, $180,000 maybe in this year, potentially around here. What I'm saying this is because even with better variance, even with a monthly sell signal, even with a weekly sell signal, Bitcoin is not crashing. And actually, this is my point. Let me show you here. Bitcoin is about to test a certain line here, and instead of crashing, is actually holding very well, and not just only holding, it's pumping. It's pumping. So, of course, I am not a big fan of this signal here. I am not a big fan. But I was doing my homework, this weekend, looking for, studying the charts. I found something very interesting, not in Bitcoin, actually in USDT dominance. So I will tell you what I found. Something I have to tell you is this move, if we see it, right, of course, it's going to be bullish. We will be very happy. But what is going to happen next year is going to be worse because the better variances will be even stronger. So that's why we have to be careful here. At least in 1 day chart for our chart, I'm very happy, right? To the moon. I will just open long positions. I was in short position here, $120,000 a couple months ago. No losses, just I manage my risk. And I got to stop it. I paid the fees of the exchange. I didn't lose anything. And that is when you apply good risk management, right? So now here, as you can see here, weekly chart with a better variance here. Even with that, Bitcoin is not crashing. So actually, this is very bullish. Of course, if I show you something, the only chart is concerning for me is the 5-day chart here. As you can see here, Bitcoin just is pumping right now without volume. There is no volume supporting this move. That's my point. There is no evidence like in higher time frames we have volume to support this move. So this move, of course, we could see it. Actually, is another 15%. It's not very far. If we see from here, this point and this point, it's only just 25%, 20%. It's not a lot. The number is, oh my God, 150K. You think it's a lot? No, it's just 15%. But if we see that number, my point here is there is no volume. Potentially, this one could be the last move of the year for Bitcoin. Potentially, yes. And also the momentum in 5-day chart. As you can see here, there is no momentum here. The momentum is dead and volume is dead. So that's why keep in mind here, if you are bullish here and you are actually in long position and you are planning like same as me, buying the pullbacks and just continue in long, manage your risk because in some point Bitcoin just could crash just $10,000 in 1 day, and we don't want to get wrecked. So that's why we need to be careful about this. Okay, now give me 1 second. Okay. Now, as you can see here, Bitcoin is very bullish. There is no short position right now. There is no buy signal right now. Actually, as I said before, if you are actually holding here this area here in 109,000 or 110, that is the only area actually I am, for me, makes sense to hold. If you want to open a long position here, it's very risky. It's very risky, but if you want to do that, the only thing actually I will do that in my case, I will just wait for the pullback, looking for the MI55 and potentially buy signal here. We see this pullback. And one thing you need to understand is volatility is contracting here. Usually when I say I see this kind of thing, it's a bull trap in this case, but because the volume is actually very, very healthy, well, what I'm thinking to do is right now, Bitcoin, if we see this pullback, for example, this week, and if we have this buy signal here, I will open another long position, looking for potential continuation, 125K, maybe more, 130K, 135K, whatever. But as I said before, there is no entry, entry or exit right now in both directions. Okay. Now let's continue with the chart I want to show you. Is actually the USD dominance. The USD dominance is doing something very interesting here, because as you can see here, we have the buy signal here, volatility contraction here, But there is one thing. There is one thing I want to show you. If we go to the monthly here, the monthly, yeah, the volume is an accumulation, but the price action looks like wants to make a new low. What I'm trying to say is, looks like the price action is telling me right now, based on my experience, right? If this is experience, only just experience, looking like maybe this area around 3.50, 3.80, it could be actually a target for monthly. If we see that, we will see a bullish divergence forming in the monthly, something like this. So that means the price, the USD dominance must make a new low here, testing the MA100, and from here a strong bounce, very strong bounce. But this move to 3.50 actually is possible. It's possible, and the reason why I'm saying this is because if we go to 1-day chart, for example, there is no volume to support this move anymore. Yeah, usually when I see this kind of volume, like it's dying, is usually when you see your breakdown. When you see a break, this is sideways, right? When you see a breakdown, it is very interesting because the next area is 3.50, 3.80, and from there potentially we could see a major bounce. So what I'm trying to say is very simple. I'm thinking like potentially it could be Bitcoin. If we see this move, Bitcoin could hit easily 130k, 140k. So that's why I am bullish. I am bullish, defensive, but very bullish, looking for actually continuation for Bitcoin. Now, the Bitcoin dominance, as you can see here, we are in Bitcoin season. So that's why I am not looking for alt season. No, and that's the reason why many altcoins, they are not following Bitcoin, because right now the volume dominance, everything is Bitcoin. As you can see here, we have a buy signal here. This is going to continue trending to the upside. Maybe by December, 65%, potentially yes. Maybe new all-time high, potentially yes. My target is actually 70%. This is my target, and from here is when actually I would like to see some price action to the downside, yeah, for Bitcoin. Now let's continue with more. I'm gonna continue with some altcoins. Let me show you here Ethereum. Ethereum, as you can see here, we have a sell signal ADX, a formal sell signal. I am not expecting to see Ethereum making new all-time high. Honestly, I don't think so. So I don't see Ethereum or any other asset making new all-time high. I don't think so. I think all altcoins, they are looking exhausted. They are looking like they are tired. The only altcoin actually I am bullish is BNB. It's the only one. It's the only one I can tell you I am bullish in the market in altcoins. It's the only one. Yeah, it's the only one actually is looking bullish, but there is no entry. There is no entry. At least following my system of trading, there is no entry. How I can enter here? At least with my system of trading, there is no entry. You go to 4-hour chart. The last opportunity was here in September 25. Here, that was the only one, around 1,000, and now is 15% up. Yeah, follow the trend. The trend is your friend, and yep, it's the only one. For me, it's very risky right now entering into altcoins because most of them, they are firing sell signals in weekly chart. So this is telling me the market is getting ready. Is potentially the last push of the year. So that's why let's enjoy, let's be happy, let's try to make money as much as we can. October, November, and potentially December, and potentially 2026 is gonna be the year for shorts. Okay, so I think for Bitcoin, I think that's all. Let me show you something else about Bitcoin. Usually I like to see the RSI in the higher time frames because I would like to see what is going on. Let me see the weekly chart. We still have the betas divergence 1, 2, 3. Let me see in the monthly. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, wow, okay, we have many. Okay, so this is bullish, still bullish. ADX is positive here. RSI, I don't see any evidence. I think Bitcoin is healthy. It's very, very healthy right now. Of course, in bi-monthly, as you can see here, we are reaching extremes. Eventually, we will see a major crash. Potentially, yes, next year. I think next year, maybe December. But yeah, definitely, we are very close. This is potentially the last move of the year. So, yep, that's all, guys. That's all. This is the only thing I have to say. About altcoins, as I said before, I am not bullish on altcoins. Most of them, they are showing you weakness, sell signals. Yeah, I think now the eyes are in Bitcoin. So that's why we have to, at least in my case, I will just continue trading Bitcoin because it's the only asset actually for me is looking very good. Most of the altcoins, they fire sell signals in weekly chart. So that's why, and also BNB, right, is the only one. But yeah, that's all. Let me see. Now let's see. Let me show you the stock market. Let's see if we find something interesting here. But the stock market, Adobe is still in sideways. Remember, I am bullish here, still bullish. I am very bullish here. Bullish variance here. Monthly about to about to fire a buy signal here, potentially next month. Yeah, I am bullish here. Baba looking so good. Actually, I'm looking for 200, a potentially new all-time high in the long term. Also, Nvidia is looking actually in 1-day chart is getting ready for actually a pullback. Yeah, it's getting ready for a pullback. Don't get me wrong, just pullback, just to keep bounce. I mean, it's a pullback and follow the trend. This is the pullback, right? And just continue the trend. Now, Oracle, as you can see here, is actually bullish, very bullish this thing. I am not bearish. Actually, I am very bullish here, looking for pullbacks in the long term, right? Pullbacks in the monthly is every 2-3 years. So right now it's too late, but if you go to weekly chart, you will find some opportunities here. April was the last one, and this one, no. Well, there are multiple opportunities in the year weekly chart for Oracle, but I am in the long term, I am very bullish here, looking for actually a continuation. If we go to the SP500, looking for 7,000, that's my target. 7,000 actually is my target, and from there potentially we could see a major pullback. Yeah, definitely yes. But as you can see here, volume is very healthy. We have a massive red flag here. I mean, all this volume, look at this, red dots everywhere. So this volume is not matching. It's not enough to move the price like this. So that's why I can smell a bull trap in the long term, next year potentially. But now, enjoy at least 2-3 months bull market, maybe the last phase. But look at this monthly printing a new sell signal here. Better brings in the monthly here. Yeah, I mean, I am bullish. Maybe this year 7,000 potentially could be the top. Potentially yes, this year, and after that a major pullback. Don't get me wrong, no shorts. Even if we see a pullback, is actually a buy opportunity. Let me repeat. Don't short the stock market. Don't waste your time and your money. Just buy the pullbacks. That's all. Yeah. This one also super good. You see, this one here is when you want to buy. Yeah, this one actually is very good. After when you have 30% crash or drop, whatever, I think the stock market is crash. But look at this, beautiful in the monthly and also weekly chart. We have also a beautiful drop here, and with a potential buy signal with some bullish divergences here in volume, looking for 77. This is the area to buy. This is the kind of the charts we buy, at least in my case. Right? Also this one as well. Yeah. UPS actually is very bullish variance here. This is as investor, this is the charts you want to buy. Yeah, it's 86, between 86 to 75, 76 is actually the area to buy. Let me see if I can find something else. I think yeah, Pepsi. Someone asked me about PepsiCo, right? And I am bullish here. Monthly buy signal, weekly chart here. Well, now it's too late. I mean, now the move already happened. The entry was in June. From the ME50, from here to the ME55, it was 15%. So actually not bad. But overall here, I will wait for the next buy signal here and continuation to the upside. Now, let's talk about this one. Strategy, whatever. This is bullish, my friend. This is bullish. And I have to tell you this, weekly chart is looking very bullish, looking for another continuation. I think the last move of the year, yep, in weekly chart, 3 months. Yeah, monthly is clear, monthly is getting ready for a pullback. We have officially a new sell signal here. Weekly chart, I'm looking for potentially 465, around there, even 500. no more than that, maybe no all-time high, but I think it's gonna be enough time for Bitcoin as well to see a very nice, maybe 130k, 135k, 140, potentially yes. Now let's continue with Unity. Unity actually is one of the assets I'm tracking right now. I am looking for actually this pullback. I want to buy. I mean, I am not a financial advisor, but I want to enter to this market, potentially in the future next year, after I see maybe around 20 bucks, something like that, because I am very bullish here. Look at this. We have a beautiful bullish divergence here. Potentially in the future, we could see this is a good consolidation over the years, but eventually we'll start looking for maybe 200, 250, kind of. Yep. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla making new all-time high, I think. No, almost, but not there yet. As you can see, the buy signal was there. Here, around in April, 240. Now is up. Well, let me see. Is up around 92%. Awesome, right? Beautiful. So that's why no shorts, at least not this year. Please wait. I am not short in the market. I will not short. After I got stopped again without any losses for Bitcoin, I saw the volume and said, okay, this is actually bullish. I could be wrong, yeah, but even why I am bullish here is because the volume. If we compare 2021, Bitcoin was pumping without volume, and now we still have volume. That's my point. Now we have volume here, so I'm looking for this pullback, a very decent pullback in 4-hour chart, looking for this drop right here, and actually around here I will just open a long position, looking for maybe another test to 125k and even more. I think that's all, guys. That's all. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.